The storyline of the 2020 election? Anyone but Donald. After this disastrous presidency with this right-wing fascist takeover, what do we have with the satanic GOP in their three-star inverted logo on the GOP logo? Donald Trump is destroying the environment, providing you with negative externalities, breathing more polluted air than you did under Barack Obama. Likewise, drinking most likely more contaminated water than what happened during the Obama administration. Oh, this big bad Obama regulation was the problem. Well, the rich keep sucking up the wealth to the top 1%. We need more aggregate demand, not more supply side nonsense, garbage, rubbish that we've seen nowadays. Oh, we're gonna break 3% GDP growth. Nah, it didn't happen. He probably won't even touch 3% GDP growth this year because of the 800-point dip in the Dow that we've seen this year. Trickle-down nonsense did not stimulate the economy. Corporate CEOs bought back their own shares. They artificially increased the price of their shares. It is all a big scam. Oh, I'm going to repeal and replace. Big failure, big disaster. More people are uninsured than they are this year. The world's greatest healthcare plan was nothing but a big fraud, uttered out of the stupid mouth of a dumb, retarded reality TV shit show. That is your modern, unignorant, anti-intellectual GOP today. It doesn't help that we have the corporate Hillary Democrats too in this race that the media keeps propping up, like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You all just got hard richer after that tax bill. And you stupid dumb idiot who wants Donald Trump to win, who thinks he's gonna win, you're dumber than rocks. Donald Trump's gonna win an election after a recession. Donald Trump's gonna win and make the richest tax cuts permanent, and he's gonna raise your taxes because somebody's gonna pay for that deficit. Someone's gonna pay for that deficit. Deficits don't matter. That's what they're saying now. $800 billion deficit thanks to this disastrous Tax Cut and Job Act scam. The debt is up 27%, and we don't hear anything from the Republicans. Oh, the bill is going to pay for itself. More rubbish garbage. The same shit repeats itself 28 years later from 1981. From 1981, when Ronald Reagan cut the taxes for the wealthy from the 70s to the 20s, and boom, the deficit exploded. We were set in recession. 28 years later, boom, 2009, we're in a crash. 38 years later, 39 years later, is 2020. Donald Trump is going to cause the next recession. The New York native is going to do this 39 years later. You can type it in your gematria calculator. Oh, I'm going to go dumb, retarded Trump tard. Wake up, you moron! Donald Trump rewrote the will he stole from his siblings because he burned through Daddy's $400 million that he gave to Donald Trump. He has not paid his workers and suppliers. I get it. You people are retarded. You're stuck in this cult. You're stuck in this left-right paradigm. You think there's a liberal media. There is no liberal media. There's a corporate media. Oh, the Democratic Party hasn't gone further to the left, you moron. If they've gone further to the left, they wouldn't have screwed over Bernie Sanders. You're wrong about that. Wrong in almost everything when it comes to politics because you are still stuck in this paradigm bubble. Donald has not built a single mile of new border fence. What is up with these Donald Trump apologists? The people have had enough. The evidence is here. The biggest House win since Watergate. The biggest House win since Watergate. Biggest House win since Watergate? Exactly. Donald Trump is history. The Women's March is proof. The Women's March the day after the election. Anyone but Donald Trump is going to be the storyline of the election. It is Elizabeth Warren that's going to be our next president. I called it over 3 years ago, May of 2017. YouTube got rid of my channel. I correctly predicted the election earlier in 2017. It was March of 2017. Let me show you the significance of 167. Is that the 16th day of July can be written out as 16-7. That is what the 117 is referencing. Anyone but Donald Trump. Anyone in that narcissistic garbage conman. Anyone but Trump. You deluded idiot. Thursday is when the DNC convention ends. That date, once again, is 16-7. Anyone but Donald. Elizabeth Warren. That's what that is about. Now, when you study the 2020 election, you see, we'll cover this in another video, but the fake progressive in the White House, right? Bernie's going to get screwed over. You have your retards who are still going to call Bernie a communist and say he's still the top 1%. Those people are deluded retards. The 2020 election is the 59th election. You know a liberal is going to win this election. You know it's scripted for Trump and the GOP to crash the economy, to give the taxes to the wealthy. And then, we need to bail out everyone's student loan debt. We've got more fat cat money. This debt is going to be, this recession is going to be partially triggered by this student loan bubble. I've already talked about that before. The 59th election. It is going to be a liberal that's going to win the 59th election. It is a liberal that equals 59. Believe it or not, it is Trumponomics that equals 59 in gematria. Trumponomics is going to cause the recession. The tariffs, the tax cuts for the wealthy, all that interest paid that's going to surpass Medicare and Social Security. And no border wall! That never happened, you dumb deluded retard! Mexico is never going to pay for the wall! 33 miles of fencing scripted by the numbers, you deluded, retarded, dumb motherfucker! Because it's Mexico that equals 33! We have a lot of deluded retards in this country that think Donald Trump are going to win. I guarantee you 45% of this country, 45% or less, are retarded dipshits. Donald is a complete fraud. You see that? No wall. By the numbers, 23 seats were flipped in the House that allowed the Democrats to win. No border wall. No nothing. A big handout for the witch. You just got a lot, Witcher. No, we failed to repeal Obamacare. We repeal all these big pesky environment regulations that help corporate America. I didn't even include the banking regulations that Donald Trump cut. We can sell all these third-party derivatives. This act was a big scam. Donald Trump did not create more jobs than Barack Obama. This jobs here was a fraud. It was never about jobs. The American Job Creation Act of 2004 was a big fraud. It didn't create more jobs. It was a big gift to the wealthy. They knew this was a failure. This bill was introduced on the 2nd day of November. That's a 211. Donald is a big fraud. The Republican Party and the right-wing fascists are a big fraud. These former conservatives like Hillary Clinton, and then you have Elizabeth Warren, shows that the corporate Democrats won the party. No real progressive is allowed to win. I'm speaking fact. You can be more You can be more informed if you watch my stuff, if you listen to my takes and all that, because you believe me, you heard me a few years ago, Elizabeth Warren, and you see Tulsi Gabbard. Bitch, slap that whore, Kamala Harris, the corporate Democrat slime bag. I'm gonna cater to the crime bill. We're gonna lock up these black people. Yeah. We own those people. They were our slaves in Jamaica. It's clear that he sucks. He gave tax breaks for the rich. This guy does nothing all day but eat KFC and watch TV and tweet like a moron. He sits here and bullies congressmen. He doesn't want to work with them and compromise with them. He's a big phony baloney fraud. There was no nuclear deal. There was no nothing with that. Oh, this whole we got rid of NAFTA. It was NAFTA repackaged in another name, you moron. Wake up, you dumb deluded schmuck. This is why the fraud bill was a scam from the beginning, right when it was introduced. The Trump economy, the right-wing fascists that want to merge corporate America in with the government so they control it instead of we the people. It's these evil sociopathic corporations that don't have enough wealth. This supply side garbage is nonsense because I correctly predicted the deficit to explode. I correctly predicted job growth did not happen because of that. They were not creating jobs. They bought their own shares. They sat on that cash. You have an economy for the few, the tax breaks for the wealthy, and these dumb maggot uneducated twat bags, those deplorables in the South, still think they're winning, but they're getting it out of the most. Maggot stuff at Walmart is gonna go up, and you deluded, dumb, retarded motherfuckers are gonna hurt the most. And you talking about, oh, the liberal and their limousine liberals. Well, they know what's better for you than you dumb deluded moron that keeps on thinking that the Muslim is gonna bomb you, that the Mexican is gonna take your job. Wake up! You people are more susceptible to this propaganda. It's not helping that the left here thinks we need Joe Biden, we need a corporate Democrat to beat Donald Trump. No! Only one further to the left is going to beat Donald Trump. You want to allow Trump to win, then put any of these garbage moderates in power. But no! It's going to be Elizabeth. Donald Trump is a disaster. The biggest House win since Richard Nixon. And we know what happened with Richard Nixon. The Republican Party is completely a vote against your best interests. Well, guess what? Corporate Democrats are not better. My guarantee with Elizabeth Warren winning the election is that, yeah, private insurance is still going to have a lot to say over our healthcare system. She's going to take corporate money. They're going to help the big banks get their money from the student loans. That's what they're going to do right now. We won't get high-paid jobs here. It's all designed for the libertarians to get what they want in 2028 to create another crash. That's what these people have been doing ever since the days of Ronald Reagan. This right-wing gibberish nonsense is garbage. The media is not liberal. How are you going to pay for your board? Oh, it's a tax increase. They were saying that about Elizabeth and Bernie Sanders' plans. Bernie's been real the last 50 years. Elizabeth grew up in Oklahoma and she used to be a Republican until 1996. Are you telling me this is all fugazi? Because a fake progressive is going to win the White House, and I'm going to decode that on another day.